So I'm trying to wrap my head around why he would come out. Because he got out of the house.
That's what they say.
Barely.
Mm-hmm. I read on the page. Well, in the article that my wife read to me, it said that he was found on the grass or something. So that's what the article said.
But he made some utterances about Rick or Rich.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
This is Richard Taylor, a 42-year-old elementary school teacher from Hamilton, Ontario, who allegedly used a spare key, poured petroleum around his sleeping mother and stepfather's bed, and struck a match, all for a $400,000 inheritance. In the early hours of July 9, 2018, a fire tore through a single-story home on Greening Court in Dundas, Ontario. Inside were 64-year-old Carla Rutherford and her 63-year-old husband, Alan, asleep in the master bedroom when the flames ignited around them. Firefighters pulled Carla from the wreckage, but she died on the way to the hospital. Alan suffered burns across nearly his entire body, yet somehow made it to a neighbor's door. And before losing consciousness, he named the person responsible. That name was Richard Taylor, his own stepson. Taylor had been living a double life for years. To everyone around him, he was a devoted family man and respected teacher. Behind closed doors, he was drowning in over $285,000 of debt and concealing every cent of it, forging bank statements to hand his wife, lying to friends, and running out of road. What he did have was a calculation. Carla and Alan had named him as a beneficiary in their wills, and split with his brother, that inheritance came to roughly $400,000, enough to wipe the slate clean and disappear back into the life he'd been performing. The night of the fire, Taylor claimed he was home, had put his son to bed and gone to sleep, nursing a knee injury so severe he insisted he couldn't drive or descend a staircase. But surveillance footage caught him moving with far less difficulty than he described. And Alan Rutherford's dying declaration had already pointed investigators directly at his door. Police brought Taylor in, and that's where we pick up.
Where should I sit this? This one? Thank you. Thanks.
this one rolls, I'm not too sure.
No, this is much better.
Okay.
Should I face somewhere? Or is it...
No, this is good. We're just going to talk like this.
Okay.
Okay. So, do you go by Richard or Rich?
Rich.
Rich?
Rich Taylor, yeah.
Okay. Do you mind if I call you Rich?
That's fine.
I'll be all official for the beginning and then I'll call you Rich throughout the interview. Is that good?
That's fine.
Okay. As I introduced myself to you downstairs.
I don't remember your name, I'm sorry.
Michelle.
Michelle.
It's okay. It's okay. If I had a marker here.
It's okay. I'll remember Michelle now. I just met so many people there.
Okay. So I work here at the downtown location, Hamilton Police Station. We're at 155 King William Street.
Yeah.
Okay. And I work in the major crime unit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start by the date. Today is Monday, July 9th, 2018, and the time is 4 minutes after 4. My partner, who you met when I came downstairs, he's in another room, and he's taking notes of what we're saying. Okay, so if you can speak slowly and clearly, I'm sure he'd appreciate it.
Okay.
This room is audio and video taped. There's 2 audio speakers on either side of your head, and there's a video camera up there. That's so I'm not sitting here
taking notes.
And we can just have a conversation like this. Okay. That door is unlocked. You're free to go at any time. I'm sure my partner's explained to you why you're here. Yeah,
he said that when Alan went to the neighbors, he said Rick or something like that. So
yeah.
Yes.
So I'm here to talk to you with regards to that, and because of what he said, I have to caution you.
Well, that's what we talked about.
Okay, so I'm going to read you that right now. You may be charged with first-degree murder ×2, You are not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so, but whatever you say may be given in evidence. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And if you have spoken to any other police officer or to anyone with authority, or if any such person has spoken to you in connection with this case, I want it clearly understood that I do not want it to influence you in making a statement. To understand that?
Yes.
What does that mean? Do you know?
If in speaking to them, if they tried to persuade me that it's okay to talk.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. So you're Richard Taylor.
Scott Taylor, yeah.
Richard Scott Taylor. So you go by Rich Jr. or?
Just Rich. My dad goes by Rick.
Rick. Oh, okay, so there's a Rick and a Rich.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Some
you
people
just cleared
call
up
me-
a lot of confusion
Some people
right
call
there.
me Richie, but it's,
Okay. And when I first met you, I started by I'm really sorry
yes, I know.
about your mom.
Mhm.
I mean, what a thing to hear first thing this morning. Here.
Thank you.
First thing this morning.
It was making my kids breakfast. Right.
Okay. Who did you first hear from?
My dad called, I think, around 8 o'clock. He said that a friend of his, Paul McCart, who is my parents have been separated for 20 years or so, since high school. One of his friends who still lives in Dundas texted him and said there was a fire on Green Court on the street. He said to call Mom to see if it was okay. Like, there's 9 houses on the street or whatever.
Yeah.
I had already texted her earlier in the morning because her neighbor had offered to do a taping on my knee. I guess she's a physiotherapist. I don't know, the sports rep or something. And I just said I didn't think we'd be able to make it. So, so I called Mom. I don't know if I texted her or called her on her cell or home first, but I know when I called home, it just went straight to voicemail, didn't ring. I called her cell, no answer. I texted her a couple times, and my wife came downstairs and asked what had happened because she saw I was upset, and she typed in on the computer fire on fire on Green Court into Google, and I kind of heard. I was standing on one side of the kitchen and she was over, and I heard her just kind of gasp when I walked over and saw a picture of the house with only half the roof, and she read about and said there was one fatality and one person in hospital or had made it to now. And I just tried to contact my brother because he was up at their cottage. He was driving down with his 2 kids and his wife, and didn't know what to say. And I was talking to my dad, and at first when we didn't know, I was like, should I call the police to find out if it's their house? And he's like, his friend Paul, who I guess he was texting, was by a police station or something, was going to go in, and he was like, don't call yet, we'll find out, don't, like. And yeah,
So, as I was explaining out there, my position here is obviously to interview you
yes,
because of some of the utterances that were made.
Detective Michelle opens the interview with deliberate warmth, apologizing for Taylor's loss, keeping the tone conversational, and casually offering to drop formalities by using his nickname. It's a calculated softening, designed to lower his guard before the real pressure arrives. Taylor meets it with composure, answering smoothly and volunteering detail about how he learned of the fire. But beneath the cooperative surface, he's already constructing his alibi, positioning himself as a grieving son caught off guard on an ordinary morning.
Utterances that were made.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as much I can tell you is that when Alan came out of the house,
Mm-hmm.
he did say something rich or Rick. Something
Yeah,
like
that's
that,
what they
right?
said in the other
Yeah.
other room.
And so that's why I had to caution you. I just
Yeah.
wanted to...
No,
Okay.
I understand. I don't know if...
And so we treat everything
Yeah.
at the utmost.
Yeah, well, he's a witness at that time to
Right,
whatever happened.
yeah. So I'm glad that,
No,
you understand.
I just want to
Okay.
make sure that this...
Tell me about, before we get into all of that, I want to,
Yeah.
let's just talk about your mom.
Okay.
Okay. Tell me about your relationship with your mom.
It was great. My kids were supposed to be sleeping over there this weekend. They'd spent the last two days, she took them for swims in the pool. She'd drop her anything to get my kids. If I had to stay, I'd teach at history school.
Oh.
And a staff meeting, or if my brother and I went to Raptors, she'd drop anything for those kids. And
How old are your kids?
8 and 4.
Boy, girl?
My daughter's 8 and my son's 4. He doesn't understand, but my daughter, she was...
I have an 8-year-old son and a 6-year-old daughter. So she had your kids?
She had them Friday for a play date, a swim date. And they went to the splash pad in the park. She made them quilts. She was awesome. My brother and I always joke that she was never wrong in her thinking, but we'd always think she was. But and then I don't know, she was...
So the last time you saw your mom was when?
It was Saturday. Is it Saturday? What's today? Monday?
Monday, yeah.
So Saturday night, they were at our house. Al came to meet her because on Saturday I dropped my kids off. They were going to have another play date because my in-laws had we were supposed to go on vacation on Wednesday. My in-laws had bought us a trip to Greece. My wife's Greek, so my mom wanted to spend some time with the kids, and I got there and we had breakfast on Saturday, and she wanted... Al builds model planes, and he's won awards for them, and he displays them in this bad old wall unit that they have at the house. And my mom wanted to surprise him with a new display, so I do woodworking and stuff outside of teaching. She wanted me to build a display case for his planes. So we were going downstairs to take some measurements to see what would work best, and one of the dogs, as I was going down, tripped me as I was going downstairs, and that's when I fell down her flight of stairs in the basement. And she was at the bottom, and I kind of fell under her at the end, and she said she didn't complain. She said her knee hurt, but I couldn't really move my legs, so we went to the hospital, and that's on Saturday. Spent 5 hours at the hospital getting my leg checked out, once again, she dropped everything and looked up, stayed with my kids and stuff. And my wife came in, stayed at the hospital with me, and then she stayed for dinner. And Al came out because my car had been left at their house, so he drove. Like, they'd do anything for me and my kids and my family. Like, he was a nerdy guy, and we always joked about that between my brother and our friends. But he loved my mom. Like, my dad and my mom split up, and it was bad and it was hard. But like, Al loved my mom and made her happy. So
that's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
There are other people like that I have to interview, that I have interviewed.
Yeah.
He has daughters.
Arson and Leon, yeah.
Do you get along with them?
Oh yeah. We called them we called them this morning. I think Amelia was booked to have surgery this morning.
Yeah.
And spoke to Corey, her husband, and told him kind of, and I guess that's how they found out. I didn't have we're just on Instagram together and stuff like that. So my wife looked up on Instagram, direct messaged her, and but yeah, they're quite a bit younger than my brother and I, so they kind of like, we moved out of the house and they moved in, and like,
so that everybody gets along.
Yeah.
Now, before we continue and I go further, I'm sure they told you when we interview you like this, you have the opportunity to speak to a lawyer.
Yeah.
Right? And you know that, right?
Yes.
You can if you want.
Yeah.
Do you want to?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Like,
I just wanted to cover that off before, because I don't think I mentioned it earlier. So
they spoke about it in the
Okay,
room,
good.
so.
Good. Now your mom, she sounds like my mom, always looking after my kids.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a teacher?
Mm-hmm.
And you teach here in Hamilton?
Hess Street School.
Okay. And what do you teach?
Last year I taught grade 2-3, and next year is phys ed and library.
Oh.
Two things. Yeah.
Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I've been a phys ed teacher for the last 6 or 7 years before, but I switched schools. I switched from Billy Green up on the Stony Creek Mountain and came down to Hess Street.
I healed me for that.
Well, it's nothing broken. So.
Did your mom get hurt?
When I landed on her, she says like she's got bad knees, and she had just been explaining that she's going for physio on her, or massage on her back, and she's been sore for a long time, and she said it hurt her knee, but she didn't really complain. Like, she just said she was.
Which knee was it?
Sorry?
Which knee was it?
I couldn't say, no.
Okay. So your relationship was great with your mom, great with your kids. Does your brother have kids?
He has 2 twin girls, the same age as Matthew, my son.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So that's probably great at family barbecues.
Yeah, they live in Toronto, so we don't see them
Oh.
as much as we'd like, but yeah, my daughter likes playing with them more than my son because he's a little rougher, so yeah.
That's how boys are.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. So your dad and your mom, what's their relationship like now? You said it was a pretty.
Well, like when they split up.
How old were you?
I was I grade 13 or grade 12? I was back when they had OAC. I believe I was in OAC because my brother was in grade 9, so we were in high school together. They split up. My dad's friend passed away, and his wife and him started seeing each other. I guess it was, I don't know, an affair or something or whatever. It was hard, but in the end, they got married and are happy, and my mom and Al found each other. They worked together at Mac.
Michelle pivots away from Alan's dying declaration almost immediately, steering Taylor toward his mother before the tension can take hold. It's a deliberate redirect, designed to build emotional rapport and draw out the kind of warm, unguarded detail that makes a suspect feel safe. Taylor obliges fully, painting a picture of a devoted son and loving family. But the story he tells is almost too complete, layering in the knee injury, the staircase fall, the hospital visit, all before he's even asked.
Together at Mac, and
What'd your mom do at Mac?
she was a lab tech, so blood and urine analysis.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did Al do at Mac?
He was the same. They worked together.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
he was. He's a couple years younger, but my mom, I think, started at the General, or I think it was the General, and then moved to Mac when we moved to Dundas when I was 3 or 4. So, yeah.
Dundas is nice.
Yeah, I enjoyed growing up there. It was a nice place to live.
So, the last time you saw your mom was this Saturday when she had your kids.
She at our house. Yeah, they left about probably 7 or 8.
Oh, so they came to your house.
They were,
yeah.
because she was like, I'll take you to the hospital, but we'll take you to the Oakville hospital. We live in Oakville.
Is that where the accident happened, at your house?
No, it happened at her house.
Her house?
I was dropping off the kids.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah.
we went downstairs to take the measurements of some different places. She said, oh, maybe over top of the bar. He has a room with all his computers because he loved computers. He fixed our computers all the time. And he spends a lot of time in that room. So she was like, maybe we'll do it in there. And that's when I fell, and we went to Oakville Trafalgar on Saturday. And she just drove the kids back to my place and waited for us to me picking up again. So.
Okay. What's your brother's relationship like with your mom?
Theirs is a little different. My mom would say it's good as far as, they don't see eye to eye on some things, like my mom's health and stuff. So even the other day, on the Friday when I was there, she had said about her back and all this stuff. And when I got home, I'd texted I saw Mom, and she's complaining about back, going for massage, and he got angry, and because she doesn't talk to him. He's a chiropractor, so I don't think she wants to talk to him because he kind of talks down to her about it a bit. But he wants the best for her. But and then on a Saturday when I first got there, we were sitting down having breakfast. She's like, "Oh, your brother sent me a snarky email about my back," and so they had just on that level of, I think her health is, she when his kids were young, and she would take the go into Toronto to babysit his young ones for 2 of the 5 days. So like she would do anything. Like I could call her at school at 3:00 and say, "Can you drive out and pick up the kids from the Y?" And she's like, "Yeah." Unless she had a quilting thing. That's the only thing that she probably didn't love more than the kids, but she had a quilting club.
Wow. So last night,
Yes.
when this happened, where were you?
I was at home, sleeping with my son. He came down. I couldn't sleep too much. At about 2:00, I put Netflix on and was watching Sicario, which is my son came down. I had to turn it off because it's a pretty violent movie. And he was upset, and he came down, laid with me for about, 30 minutes or so, maybe around there. When he fell asleep, I took him back upstairs slowly and went back down. I just wasn't sleeping with my wife because my knee, so I was laying on the floor downstairs. But
Okay. Does he usually get up when he's upset like that?
Yeah, he usually come like almost every other night. He'll come and he won't put his sheet back, like his cover back on, so he'll come to us every night. Can you put my covers back on? Can you put it in? So, or he still isn't toilet trained when he sleeps, so he'll wet his bed half the time or something. So we're up and down all the time. So yeah, I wish my daughter was toilet trained by 3.
Wow.
But
good for her.
Boys are different. So.
And girls don't like to.
Yeah. He'll sit in it the whole night and just be like, oh.
Okay. So you were at home, and today, obviously, you heard the news. What time was it when you and your dad?
It was around 8 o'clock when I could check my phone when he called, but I thought it was weird because I had my phone in the living room and I heard it ring. I was making breakfast and coffee for myself and my kids, and Matthew actually brought me the phone and it was ringing. I saw it said Dad on it. So my dad doesn't call that often. We have probably the same type of relationship that my brother and my mom have.
Yeah.
My mom would always say I'm more like her and Chris is more like my dad. So
it's like every family, there's always one. So what's your relationship like with your dad? Like kind of.
It's gotten better. I think I had a lot of anger back when I was in high school. Like when they first, it was my mom. He hurt my mom, right? And she took it rough, and she stayed and raised us, and he left, right? Like he was still there, but she didn't. She stayed and raised us and gave us everything. Like when I went to teachers college, she bought me a car so I could drive to Buffalo back and forth, right? Like it was a piece of junk K car, but it got me back and forth to Buffalo. And the day,
K car.
yeah, back before. No, that was after K cars were even popular. It was yeah.
So, your mom raised you guys. Did you guys visit back and forth with your dad, or no? Was it your mom?
Like after they separated?
Like, did they split right when it happened, or did your mom stick around and raise you guys?
I remember them telling us, my brother and I bought them a gift certificate to Shakespeare's for their anniversary. And later we found out that's where they finalized their divorce on our gift that we bought them for their anniversary.
Michelle's questioning shifts gears, moving from relationship dynamics to the critical question: where was Taylor the night of the fire? Taylor's alibi arrives wrapped in domestic detail: a restless son, a violent movie, a bad knee keeping him off the bed. The specificity reads less like natural recall and more like a rehearsed sequence. Meanwhile, Michelle keeps the tone conversational, weaving in small talk about kids and toilet training, keeping Taylor comfortable and talking while quietly mapping every claim he makes.
That we bought them for their anniversary.
No.
But I remember my dad, they split up when we were younger. I remember playing t-ball. My dad moved out for about a year. But I was probably like my daughter's age at that time. I knew that we had to go visit Dad in his apartment and stuff like that. But when they split up this time, I can't even remember totally, but I think he moved in with Kathy, who was his wife, basically right away. And she was, what hurt my mom was that Kathy was one of her friends. Now, she was also the wife of one of my dad's friends who died of cancer. So he, I don't know, there's always been, I think, to me, like, I felt like anger sometimes to my dad, but it's hard to tell him that, like, you hurt me like that. And my mom was just strong. Like, I remember when they split up and talking, like, crying on the couch, and she'd just come down and hold me and cry with me. And, like, obviously she was upset too, but she just wanted to.
Was your brother with you too? Like,
yeah, he's 5 years younger. You know, we both went to McMaster, played baseball there, and like I lived at home there, and you know, my mom let me live there for free, right? And it was. Oh my God.
When's the last time you think your dad talked to your mom?
It would have been at my, as far as I know, like they see each other at Christmases and birthdays. So my brother had the twins' birthday their birthday's June 20th. So it would have been around that, whatever that weekend was there. My dad came, his wife didn't. My mom came, Al didn't. It was always tense when they were together. I think it was better when, I don't know, like, I sit there sometimes, my brother would, I don't know, like, it's been 20 years, like, you're happy, just get over it, but not going through what she did. And I don't know, like, it was always awkward. You could feel the tension, especially when Kathy was there, who's my dad's right. Like, basically,
Are they still
married? They're still married, yeah. Basically, they'd be in like one corner, and you know, and even like I got mad at my mom the other, like, after we had I think it must have been my kid's birthday. We had them together this year, and they had a dance party theme, and we had a dance party in the basement, and my dad and Kathy were down there, and people were taking pictures and stuff. And my mom and Al stayed upstairs because they didn't want to be down there. And I remember dropping the kids off like a couple of days later, and my mom just crying at me. She's like she was so angry that my wife put pictures on Facebook, and there weren't any of her dancing with the kids. Oh. And it was like, it's just like in my head, I'm like, it's so petty in a way, but I'm like, it's Facebook. I don't even have Facebook, so I was like, but to her, like, she does so much for them, and my dad just kind of swoops in, and that's what she's like. He just swoops in and takes all the glory, and I tried to say, like, it wasn't intentional. Like, the pictures were the kids. Yeah. He's in the background, and it's just like stupid things like that. You wish.
Yeah, it still hurts. Still bothered her.
Sorry?
Still bothered her.
Oh, it did, and I did.
But you're right, you don't think of things like that. You think of the pictures of the kids.
Exactly. Like, there was 20 pictures on Facebook, and my dad was in like 15 of them, but I used in the background, and the kids are dancing, and I just said, well, you didn't go downstairs with, like, they're not taking pictures of the adults and putting them on. But it's so stupid now.
I'm gonna get you some water.
I'm okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we drank so much water today, and before we came, I went to like a juice bar thing.
Do you want pop?
I'm good, thank you. No, I don't.
Sure?
Yeah, no.
So the relationship with Al.
Yeah.
How was your relationship with him?
Good. Like,
Did you call him Al or Alan? What did you call him?
We all had a nickname. We called him BGA. It was all our friends and stuff like that, because he was kind of a really nerdy guy and stuff like that. Like, his real name was Lloyd, but he went by Al. So it was just, I called him Al, like not Alan. He would introduce himself as Alan, but it was always he was Al. Like, and he would like the one thing that like I think my wife and I both loved about him is that he loved our kids like we're his own grandkids, right?
Oh, yeah, it's hard to find.
My dad's wife doesn't, and he would take my son to the airplane museum and see train shows. Like he doesn't have any grandkids of his from his daughters yet, and
So I'm trying to wrap my head around why he would come out. Because he got out of the house.
That's what they say.
Barely.
Mm-hmm. I read on the paper. Well, in the article that my wife read to me, it said that he was found on the grass or something. So that's what the article said.
But he made some utterances about Rick or Rich.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I was trying to get what your relationship was like. I wonder where he would get that. Do you know any other Rick or Riches?
I don't know any more of.
To?
Like the detective in there said, he goes, maybe he was trying to get them to call me. Even like this morning, I said I don't know anybody on that street, other than we have a friend from baseball growing up, Joey Costigan, and I tried to call him this morning because he lives on the end of the street to say like when we didn't know yet, but he did a lot of like modeling. He did not modeling, making models. Sorry, they were members of the yacht club. I honestly don't know their friend pool. I know a few of them, Janet and I can't even think of their names now.
What was the relationship like between Al and your dad?
To me, it was like non-existent. Like when they were together, like I said, they didn't socialize. I like at parties, like it might be a hello or something like that, but there was no. They didn't fight. Like there was no ever screaming matches that I saw. And now it's in front of all the family and stuff. But as far as I know, that Alan, my dad, didn't get along, but they didn't like. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't get along, but it just the only time they saw each other, that as far as I know, was Christmas time and kids' birthdays.
And they were civil with each other?
Oh, yeah, they just sit on one side of the room and, or
did they ever chat? Have you ever seen them have like a beer together?
No, I've never.
Not like that, just kind of in the same room, but
same room, but kind of maybe oblivious to each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any reason for like where does your dad live?
He like where was he when he was at his cottage in Midland, I believe. Like
okay.
They have a house in Brantford.
Okay. Does he ever go there for any reason to Dundas?
He has like his friend Paul McCart. I don't know if they're close anymore. He's the guy who texted my dad this morning to tell me to tell him, and my dad called from there.
Michelle introduces Alan's dying declaration for the first time, and Taylor's response is immediate and revealing. Rather than absorbing the weight of what's being told to him, he pivots fast, floating alternative explanations before they're even requested. His father's name, Rick, a neighbor, anyone but himself. It's the move of someone who already knows what those words mean. Michelle lets him run with it, using the moment to quietly map his relationships and watch how he handles the name that just surfaced.
To tell him, and my dad called from there. I don't think my dad has anything in Dundas anymore. Like, they spend the majority of their time up at the cottage and shuttle back to Brantford. They're trying to sell their house in Brantford now, so.
Do you know anyone who would want to do something like this?
No,
Was there any enemies that Al had, or your dad had,
my dad had?
Or sorry,
Oh,
Al had, or your mom had?
Like, that's what I've been thinking about all morning. Like, I can't think of anyone, but Al makes models. My mom makes quilts. Like, she, you know, they said that on Friday when I came over to drop it off, my mom said, "Did you leave a crowbar in our backyard?" And I said, "No, I don't. I have one crowbar and it's in my garage." She's like, "Oh, because Al found a crowbar in the backyard." I'm like, I thought, I didn't think much of it, and when he came back, he was like, "Oh, did you leave a crowbar?" I'm like, "Why would I bring a crowbar when I'm dropping my kids off with you?" And he brought it out and showed me. It was like a big, probably as long as this, big blue octagonal crowbar that he had in between the gate and they had a wheelbarrow.
Okay.
And that's the only
And
weird.
when was that found?
That was Friday morning. And
Okay.
when she came over to our house, I kind of joked. When she came over to my house, she was telling my wife about it, and then I kind of joked to my brother, like, "Oh, they're getting old. They can't remember where they're leaving their stuff," sort of thing.
So, as I understand, like, explain the house to me. So, the way the house is,
Yeah.
there's a pool in the backyard.
Pool. If you look at the house, the pool's in the back right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how
Divide.
do you gain access to the backyard?
So there's only one all through the house. You can go through the sliding glass door or down a half flight of stairs. There's a back door,
Okay.
and then there's a gate on the left side of the house between the garage, beside the garage, not between it.
Okay. Which side is the gate on?
Which
Side of the house.
it's the far left if you're looking
Far
at
left.
it.
Okay. And does that gate have a lock on it?
It's not. I don't think it has a lock. I think it's like chained, like a chain link sort of thing that wraps around it.
Yep.
That's how we let when the dogs go for a walk. I think they used to have one of the clicker things, but the dogs would jump on the gate. And
Okay. And is there any way anybody can get into the backyard from the graveyard? I understand they back into a graveyard.
get back onto a graveyard. Yeah.
So, is there any way anybody can get into their backyard from the graveyard?
I guess you could hop the fence. I think we fixed it. There used to be on the far end of the pool. There used to be like a dip in the ground.
Oh, that somebody could get.
I think it was more from animals and stuff like that.
Okay.
But
But a person couldn't fit under there.
I honestly haven't looked at it in years.
Okay. And it's a chain link fence, I take it.
So the
One in the back into the
yeah
graveyard.
yeah
By the city, right? Like the,
it's I assume it's by there. And there's on their backyard's split into two. So there's the pool side, and then it's kind of like the dog side.
okay.
And the dog side doesn't have any grass or it's got a tiered, like a retaining wall sort of, and it used to have cedar trees, but now it's just like a privacy fence. And on the pool side, there's a overgrown cedar hedge.
Okay. Now, has there been any problems, like, with people hanging out in the graveyard or anything
Honestly,
like that? Has your mom ever said anything to you? Like,
not that I can recall. Like when she said about the crowbar, I was like, that's weird. Why would someone leave a crowbar in your backyard? Like, that just...
Mm-hmm.
And she said, well, maybe someone hopped the fence and came through or something. I'm like, well, it doesn't make sense.
No.
I know when we were growing up, there'd always be, like, you'd hear people in the back, but honestly, like, I haven't stayed there for 20 years, so I don't know.
But the last time you'd been to their house to drop off the kids was when?
So it was Saturday when I fell down the stairs, yeah.
And then which day was it when they were at your house?
When they came back
Was
to my
it
house?
still the same
It was,
Saturday?
yeah, because she
Okay.
took me to the hospital.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now investigations like this, I have to ask,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to take it anyways. But your phone.
Yeah.
Just pertaining to this case.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you.
Mm-hmm.
You say you were at home with your
Yeah.
son. Like, why would you make that up?
Yeah.
But we want to track to see where you were.
Yeah.
Or your conversation. So I would take it.
Yeah.
If you want, you can sign a consent. Shows you're fully cooperative. And I'll download the contents and we'll. Are you fine without your phone till tomorrow?
I've been talking to. It's like my main way.
I know, communicating because of your mom. We would take it, download it, and give it back to you.
We're gonna have so much stuff to do. Like,
I know. Okay, I'm gonna talk to my bosses and say that you're willing to give your phone
yeah,
over.
you can, like,
But,
if you could do it now, like, I just.
Let's see if somebody. I don't know if somebody's still working now. Let me just check.
Okay.
Okay. Are you sure I can't get you anything?
I'm fine. No,
What kind of phone is that? An iPhone? What?
6S. Not very new.
Okay.
Michelle asks Taylor directly whether anyone would want to harm his mother or stepfather, and he can't produce a single name. But before that answer can settle, he introduces something new, a crowbar found in the backyard 2 days before the fire. It reads like a planted detail, an unarmed intruder he can point to later. Michelle doesn't react. She methodically maps the property instead, cataloging every entry point. Then, almost casually, she asks for his phone. Taylor agrees without hesitation. He has no idea what's already on it. Then the detective stepped out of the room for a small break.
I'm bringing you water anyways because I'm bringing myself water. So we have a tech crime unit that downloads phones. Of course, they're not home already by like 4, but we're gonna call them back in so we can give your phone to them and give it back to you. Okay? Because it's important just to cover all our bases.
That's fine.
And yeah. So I'm gonna. So, do you need meds or something for your?
I took some Advil before we came, so.
Not that I'm like supplying them, but I don't know if I'm past like a
No.
dosage. You sound like you're.
No,
in
no,
pain.
it's sore. It's, that's all. Yeah, it's always sore, so it's not a big deal.
I'm not gonna say your address on video because we never do.
Okay.
Tell me if this is right.
Looking right.
Yeah?
Yep.
Is there a password? The passcode?
It's 888888. Just as many eights as you can.
Just
I think 6 eights.
Right?
We turned it off to come in, but.
Okay. So it's a black iPhone?
Yeah, black iPhone 6S. They said to turn it off when we came.
Yeah.
So. And it's just a.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I think there's 6 of them. Yeah. It's just I just hit it as many times as I can, basically.
I'm gonna do that.
Probably not the best code.
I wouldn't have guessed. Okay, so this is you coming over here so I can show you. It's okay, don't move. That's you at your address. And do authorize me, but it's not going to be just me, it's just me. I'm going to take it and give it to them. Of me or any other officers deemed necessary to enter and search a black iPhone 6S, and there's your password. Located here at 155 King William Street, and its contents, which are controlled by me, and seize any items which are believed on reasonable grounds to be relevant to this investigation or evidence of any offense to be contraband. I fully understand that any item seized as a result of this consent search may be used as evidence against me or against any other person or persons for the purpose of criminal or statutory charges and in court procedures. I have been advised and understand that I have the right to consult counsel without delay, and that I may telephone any lawyer I wish. I further have been advised that I have the right to free advice from a legal aid lawyer, that if I am charged with an offense, I may apply to the Ontario Legal Aid Plan for legal assistance. No promise, threat, or inducement of any kind was held out to me by members of the Hamilton Police Service or any other person in authority in order to gain this consent. This consent was not obtained by direct or indirect coercion, duress, intimidation, or manipulation. I have been informed and fully understand that I may refuse to consent to any search, and that I may revoke my consent to search at any time. Okay, let me get you this right here. And I will officially take your phone. Do you want to
Oh, please.
do you want to text them about that person back?
Yeah, call. It's my wife.
Tell her you're gonna have your phone, not have your phone for a couple hours.
Couple hours?
Yeah. I'll get it back to you.
Yeah.
Even if I have to get it driven back to you. Okay. But I promise I'm not keeping it. Okay, you good? It's okay, I have to see it.
No.
Okay, I will take this and this and give it to them now. Give me 1 second, okay?
Thank you.
This door is really heavy. I have to use all my body weight to push it open. I'm going to get you to draw. You're a teacher. Instead of explaining how the house is all set up, I don't know where the bedrooms are, where your mom's bedroom is, can you draw it for me? Yeah. I don't know if you're going to draw this way or this way.
It goes that way again.
because I'm trying to get a picture of where they were in relation to how this might have happened. Do you know what I mean? And I want to know also if there's anything in the house that could be flammable. Like you said, he builds models, but there's, you know, like I can't see engines lying around or anything.
No, not working model, like little plastic
toy
models.
Yeah. So I have try to think of what could be in there. Just so I know, because I haven't been to the house.
Mm-hmm.
Other people have gone. I haven't gone. So the people that I talk to describe, like, I know kind of the court and the outside,
mm-hmm.
but I don't know what the inside looks like.
Okay, so I think it's pretty much a big. There's like a front door,
mm-hmm.
and like steps. Half wall, and then
is it a 2-story, 1-story?
Bungalow, I think, right? Like it's 1 story and then a basement.
Is there a step up to a back? You know, like a.
So this you have to go up like 4 steps.
Okay.
Here, and then this should all be one wall, I think. So that's like the living room.
Okay. Yeah.
And then there's a wall with a door. And this is the kitchen. Sliding glass door out to the deck. And the pools.
Okay.
Like a. Well, this is the hallway. This was my room. And then it's not. So this is the sewing room now.
The sewing room was your room?
It
Growing
got changed
up,
into.
yeah.
Well, not growing up. It was my room.
That's your room, and now it's a sewing room.
Quilting room and the basement too. This was like Al's. He does a lot of marathons and stuff, so it was his like running room. That was my brother's.
He had he has workout stuff in there?
No, just like clothes and shoes.
Oh.
And that's like a spare bedroom too, so my kids would sleep in there.
Okay.
When they went over. Then they had, just bigger. This is the bathroom. Like my mom's library and their bedroom. Master. And, this is not right. This should come over to like there, kind of. And then this door goes downstairs.
Okay.
Taylor hands over his phone without hesitation, passcode included, performing cooperation so visibly it borders on choreography. Michelle receipts it without reaction. Then, the moment she returns, she hands him a pen and asks him to draw the house. It's a precision move. A floor plan from Taylor means a floor plan from the man who allegedly set the fire. Every room, every entry point, documented by his own hand. Taylor draws. He doesn't appear to recognize what he's just been asked to build.
And then this door goes downstairs.
Okay. So this is the first floor. I'm going to get you.
And this is the garage.
So the garage is on the side of the house?
Garage is attached, yeah. So my bedroom and my mom and Al's bedroom would have butted against the garage.
Where's your windows?
Window, did they have 1 or 2? I think it was a pretty big one. And then there's a window like here, and a window here, and a window here. Sliding glass. Maybe a window here in the kitchen. Big, like
pretty
window.
Nice layout, I'd say. It's nice, the kitchen.
It's nice with like the old, I think it was built in like the 70s, so it's a little compartmentalized, but they were thinking someday to maybe open up this wall.
Man, it's
make
nice.
it into a.
What is this? Is this the rest of
So
the backyard?
yeah, so there's like there's a fence that goes along here, and then like steps that go down, and then if you can't see it here, but there's a door here that goes into the basement.
Okay.
And then this is the dog area, and
It's a big
it
area.
actually goes on the other
So-
side of, so that gate.
That walkway is on after the garage.
Yeah, so there's a
remember?
walkway that goes all the way like that and down, and then the sculpted driveway.
Okay.
And,
So you
and
can-
the
Graveyard.
fence, the graveyard goes all the way there, and then there's a, like, I'm trying to think, there's a little, I think a fence here, like a little one, and their neighbor's fence goes like that. And
So can you gain access from this side?
you probably could hop it, but there's like the furnace, not the furnace. What's the
Air conditioning?
I think the air conditioner, but the heater for the pool.
Oh.
So there's all the pool stuff's
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
So
Why would you on this side?
yeah, you probably could, but I don't. It's pretty narrow there.
So this walkway coming from, like, so this is like the front, you can get,
There's like garden here.
you can walk up here, this is the gate that's
The gate, yeah.
locked. This is where the crowbar thing was,
That's yeah.
and you can walk up here and you can just go right back here.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Show me the basement. So this is the top.
Okay. So put it. I didn't do it good, but the stairs come down like this, and this is a door. This is where I fell on the Saturday coming down
Okay.
these stairs. There's a little area there, and then there's a computer, and so this is like the utility. This is where Al makes his utility, and that's where the
model
furnaces
Oh.
and the my mom, they've got some racks with food and stuff along here, and this is the computer room. There's a fireplace, like an old standalone there, and then a bathroom and like a bar.
It's a nice layout.
Yeah, it's very, there's two like big concrete pillars there. And, like there's seating here, but it's all one big room.
That's nice. Is there windows in here? Like,
There's,
can you fit through a window there or no?
I've never tried to fit through that. We used to climb through my brother's window when we lost our key when we were growing up, because all these are raised up. Like you couldn't get into my window, but when we were growing up, we'd always go into my brother's because there was a landing.
Okay.
There's two windows here, but this is covered by the deck,
Oh,
so
okay,
you
yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
And then there's a window in the utility room. I think it's there, but I don't think you can use that because of all the heater and
Pulley
stuff like
fitted,
that.
yeah.
I think they used to have like a shed there, but I think they took it down.
Can you get outside at all from downstairs? The basement?
You got to go up these stairs,
To go
and
into the
there's
back
like a cold cellar.
door? Okay.
Yeah, because that's the garage. There's no, and this is all under here. Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3. There's 4 windows in the
Okay.
basement. Yeah.
Laundry. So the only way in here upstairs is through the front door, or through this door through the deck, and the rest are just windows, right? Is there an entranceway from the garage into the house?
No, there's a door into the garage,
Mm-hmm.
and then the retractable door.
Okay.
But I don't think they have an automatic garage door.
Okay. I'm gonna get you to initial your artwork so it's not, you can't say I did it.
You wouldn't want to say you did it.
Oh, trust me, it's better than my artwork. Trust me on that one. Okay, now that I have the layout, that's good. That explains, like, it's hard, right? Talking to people, and I'm trying to picture things. I know the outside of the court.
Yeah.
How there's the house, like they lived in.
They live, well, yeah,
Right,
at the
almost in the
very
middle.
end. At the very end in the middle, and then they've had so many neighbors. I know the Russ Powers used to live, if you're looking at the house to the right, he's a town councilman or something. He grew up with his son, but there's been a lot of turnover in the last 5 or 10 years of neighbors. So
My understanding is that they're the longest.
oh yeah,
They've been on the street the longest.
definitely, yeah. We moved there when I was, I think, 4,
Wow.
so 38 years,
Wow.
basically.
So I take it their house is paid off.
I would assume so. I
Yeah.
don't think they've
Got a mortgage.
I don't think they've redone it. I think it was paid off when my parents were still together. I think
Wow.
my dad was like a financial advisor, or worked with trusts and stuff like that.
Is that what he does now?
No, he's retired. They when they got separated, his wife inherited a trucking company.
Oh, okay.
So they ran that together. I guess he kind of did the books and stuff like that. And then they sold that probably 3 or 4 years ago, I think.
Wow.
And basically they just...
You know what I didn't ask you? What your relationship and your brother... do you have a sister or
No
just you and
sister.
your brother?
Yeah.
Just the two of you?
Yeah.
What's your relationship like with your dad's wife?
It's... I think my brother's relationship is better. It usually revolves around when we go up to see them at the cottage. So my dad wants us to come up, and she has had some difficult times with my children. So when we go up, we don't want to drive up for the day. Like, we're not driving 3 hours on the day. We go up for 4 or 5 days. And she'd kind of, after like 1 or 2 days, kind of be...
How's she having a hard time with your kids?
It's just...
Her kids?
I know, but then you get in your groove of things up at the cottage. You don't want to get up early. You don't want to do this, and kids are loud and they're on their schedule. And
They get up. My son gets up at like 6.
yeah, well, my son usually gets up about 5:30. So lately, but
I thought mine was 5.
so my brother, his wife's family has a cottage close to them, so they have the ability to drive there and say, "Hey, spend the day, have a drink or so, and
yeah.
leave."
Mm-hmm.
Where we, if we're going to go up and spend some time, let's spend some time. But when it's, when you feel like a burden after a couple days, you're like, well, like the last time we went up for a day and a half. We just drove up, hey, slept over, and gone by lunch.
I feel like that.
And she's not like she at times is very nice to the kids, and at times is kind of indifferent. She does her own clay work and like mosaics. My daughter's very into that, but my daughter wants to go in and play around with her where she wants to work, so it's she's kind of a hindrance to her, which is it's unfortunate, but
Yeah.
Taylor draws the basement in detail. Entry points, windows, the utility room, the model workshop, essentially completing a map of exactly how someone could move through the house unseen. Michelle lets him finish, then has him initial it. What Taylor doesn't register is that he's just documented his own knowledge of the property in his own handwriting. She then steers conversation toward finances, casually asking whether the house is paid off. Taylor answers without blinking. The inheritance is beginning to take shape in the room.
It's unfortunate, but
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. Trust me, I have small ones, and I get it when you feel like people don't want to be around your kids. You just
it's
and your kids are everything, especially at this age.
They are, and they do love it up there, and it's tough when packing them up and they're like, why are we leaving? And it's like, well, you don't see the adult stuff, but it's unfortunate because my dad loves the kids, and it's just a strange dynamic sometimes. But
so if you were up there with your mom and Al,
they never go to the cottage.
But let's say they did.
Oh, up to my dad's cottage?
Or
just had their own
if you
cottage.
had a cottage, how would it be?
It would be awesome. Like, it wouldn't be as nice probably because my dad has a lot of money now and a huge cottage and all the bells and whistles, but it would be better because you feel like everybody wants you there.
Yeah.
And
I get it. What does your wife do?
She works at Ryerson University, so she's into I guess she's programs coordinator, they call it, like, so any fitness training, all the group fitness and group fitness and instructional programs. So she hires and organizes all the different classes that go on for the university.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. And your brother's a chiropractor?
And his wife's a teacher. Yeah.
Okay. Do the teachers get along? You get along with his wife?
Oh, yeah. Talia's great. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
I was wondering, teacher and teacher.
You either love people you work with as a teacher or you can't stand them. But, yeah.
My boss's parents are both teachers, and he can't wait to leave the house. Sometimes he's just like, okay, I gotta get out of here.
Teachers can be. I've said to people, you either love teacher friends and that's why I say to the kids all the time when they don't get along, like, we don't get along with every teacher that works here, but I don't go to my way to make trouble with them. I just, we work together, and
that's how it is.
That's how it is, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Same in a class, but.
Well, I think I covered off pretty much all I had to ask you. I have to ask you the question. I have to ask you flat out.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have anything to do with what happened last night? Okay. Do you know anyone that would have harm to your...
We were all racking our brain today. Like, the only thing, like, when we were coming in and interviewing, my wife was like, we'll mention the crowbar thing, but even that, I was just like, I honestly thought, my mom tells the same stories over and over and over again as she's getting a little older. She's very smart, and that was one of the jokes we always had. I just thought that...
My parents do the same thing.
I just thought maybe they'd forgotten something, but they were pretty adamant that someone had left a crowbar at the side of the house, and I... Does
somebody have keys besides? Do you have keys to the house?
Yeah.
Does somebody else have keys to the house?
Their neighbor, I think, when we were over there, when she took me to the hospital, her neighbor to the left. I know they did. We used to just leave the key in the mailbox all the time. Like, we'd come home and my friends would be in the house downstairs watching TV when we were home, right?
Okay.
But yeah, my brother probably has a key, I would assume. Like, my mom would give us a key to come over and swim if they weren't there, right? Like, if it's just like, it was our house to her.
Yeah. Have you seen anybody on that street or around that area that doesn't belong there?
We're honestly, like, if I'm there, we're in the backyard.
Is there any issues in behind in the graveyard? People coming through there?
I think there's always been, like, I remember as a kid cutting through the graveyard, because you cut through the graveyard to get to the park.
Is that a big grave? Like, I don't
as far as graveyards go,
I don't know how big, like, I don't know the street.
Yeah, it's a decent size, like...
Is it fairly big, like, if you were to look out?
Oh, if you look at it's just black. There's no lights or anything. So at nighttime you couldn't see anything. We'd always hear stuff growing up, in like hooting and hollering, and police used to patrol it sometimes, like just do a drive around because there's a couple loops and stuff like that. But
Okay.
honestly, I haven't been there for at nighttime to see anything. Like I wouldn't know if anything goes on in the court or
How do you get into that graveyard from which street?
York. So you can, there's probably a couple of different ways. Like you can, so behind what the house is the graveyard, and if you basically just go straight down to the left, there's the gated entrance, and so you can drive in, you could walk in. At the top, because it's all tiered up, at the top there's there was a way to walk into the driving park, which is behind so basically.
So Dundas Driving Park?
Yeah.
My grandparents are buried there, I think. It's a big graveyard.
Yeah. It's I've been to ones in Toronto because my wife's Greek, and there's huge, like it's massive sprawling thing. So it's not small. Like we used to toboggan there in the winter because they had these slope till. It's as bad as it is now. You think back, but that's what everybody did, right? Like in tobogganing in between the graves.
Yeah, I mean,
And there used to be a works, like a city or a town works building. They had works trucks that were kind of attached to the.
I'll tell you the reason why I'm asking is if there's entranceways in. I want to know if there's businesses around, cameras around. Do you know what I mean? If there's anybody exiting or entering the graveyard at that time, or on your street. I'm curious as to know if there's any people, and we do our own canvas, so I'm sure they've already covered it.
Yeah.
But to check and see who has
That's
cameras.
what Chris, my brother, said. He's like, did Mom and Al have a camera or anything? I said,
I think they had did they have any floodlights?
I think they had
Motion sensor?
I think they had it at the front of the house. Whether it worked or not, I don't know.
Okay.
They used to have one at the back too, but I think they stopped it because the dogs would
Always set
it off.
Okay.
As far as there's no businesses around there. You've got to go quite a bit into town or up the other way there's like a strip mall. But yeah, there's no businesses around there. It's pretty just residential.
Okay.
Unless I haven't been in the driving park in years, so I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. Is there any indication of any kind of mental illness in the family?
Not my mom. I know when my mom, when Al first moved in, he didn't scare me like I was an adult. He had some anger issues, a little, like, and I don't know if he took medication. My mom just said, oh, he gets a little depressed sort of thing, but I don't know if that was from his separation and stuff like that, but I don't know. Like, she never mentioned it after, like, because we lived there when they were still there together. So me and actually Jeremy, who's in the waiting area, we were down there playing RBA baseball in the computer room one day, and he just came in and he was fuck this, and then we were just kind of like that, and then he stormed out, and my mom was like, oh, it's okay, he's just, he's a little angry about something today, and that was the last I heard about it. So I didn't ever ask her to, like, I don't think he'd ever try to do something to her, like, because I never saw that, so.
Michelle finally asks the question the entire interview has been building toward. Did you have anything to do with what happened? Taylor deflects immediately, redirecting back to the crowbar, the graveyard, the keys, anyone with access. But the more ground he covers, the more deliberate it sounds. Michelle absorbs every detail quietly. She's not looking for a confession yet. She's letting him build a story she already knows how to take apart.
So, and that was when I still lived there, so that was like 17, 20 years ago that happens, or however long, so.
Wow. Okay, I'm trying to think if there's anything I missed. I'm gonna go ask Ben, the guy you met out, the lead investigator.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go check with him and see if there's anything that he wishes for me to cover off. And I think pretty much I wanted to get the family dynamic, and
I think every family's a little messed up.
Everybody
I don't
has.
see any.
Oh yeah. No.
My wife always complains her family's they're Greek and they're very close. Our family wasn't as close, but it's not that we didn't love each other. We weren't raised, she was raised like family. So like there's not a day that goes by that she doesn't talk to everyone in her family. Whereas ours, like I could just, not talk to my brother for a month and just see him and be like, hey,
It's
like a little grunt sort of
just
thing.
Saw me yesterday.
Yeah. So it's she had a hard time doing it, but the more I see, when you teach, you see a lot of family. It's like, well, they're messed up. We're all messed up in some way.
There's no family that's perfect. That's for sure.
No,
None. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go check with Ben.
Yeah.
Before I get you go here, and I'd hate to do that. And he says, "Oh, Michelle, did you ask me this?"
Yeah. No.
So let me double check.
Whatever you have to do.
This heavy door.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Okay, can I get you anything?
I'm okay. Yeah. Maybe something to stay awake. I've been tired, but.
Do you want a Coke?
No. I don't drink that much pop, so.
No.
No.
Chocolate bar?
No.
Any chips?
No.
Lots of
No.
sweets here.
Lots of donuts, right?
I wish. Okay. Is there anything that I didn't ask you that you think it's important that I should know?
I think everything was said. I don't know, like, all day we've just been, like, I had an argument with my wife because she was doing the layout of the house, and I was like, no, that's not how it is. Like, I lived, and she was thinking that maybe it was the furnace or something like that. And I was like, no, that.
Oh yeah, that gets me back to my other question. Was there anything that might have caught fire?
The only thing that would be flammable, I would assume, is like Al had anything that he built with models with. I don't know if he
But to do something like yeah.
Like like they've got stuff in the garage. I would assume, like they cut the grass and stuff. Like.
Okay.
But that's the only thing I can think of. Like he's got I assume he has something that's flammable.
Richard Taylor left that interrogation room still performing the role of a grieving son, but investigators had what they needed. His phone revealed he had been actively researching his inheritance in the weeks leading up to the fire. Surveillance footage contradicted his knee injury alibi, showing him moving freely the night of July 8, 2018. And above everything else, Alan Rutherford's dying declaration sat at the center of the case like an immovable fact. Taylor was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder in early 2019. He pleaded not guilty to both. At trial, he took the stand in his own defense, a calculated risk that exposed every contradiction in his story under cross-examination. The Crown painted a precise portrait, a man who had spent years forging bank statements, deceiving his wife, hiding over $285,000 in debt, and ultimately deciding that murdering his own mother and stepfather was easier than asking for help. In June 2022, after several weeks of trial and 2 days of deliberation, the jury returned guilty verdicts on both counts. Justice Tony Scarica delivered a verdict of his own before sentencing, telling Taylor directly that had Alan not dragged himself to a neighbor's door and spoken his name with his dying breath, he likely would have gotten away with it. Taylor received the maximum sentence available under Canadian law, life in prison with no possibility of parole for 25 years, on each count served concurrently. He filed an appeal days later, arguing Alan's dying declaration should never have been heard by the jury. That appeal has not succeeded. Carla Rutherford was 64 years old. Alan Rutherford was 63. They were asleep in their home.